Music teachers, have you ever felt uncertain, unsure about group tuition? Maybe you think it would be chaotic. Maybe you feel like you would be spinning plates trying to keep everybody engaged. This is the exact same system that our teachers have used to grow their teacher numbers, including Liv, who's boosted her students by 10 this week alone, and Grace, who has used this system to, at one point, teach over 220 students a week. In total, our teachers have taught nearly 20,000 students now, and in this video we're going to show you the systems and processes involved. Step 1, your unique selling point and your ideal student. I'm going to help you to create one sentence that will guide your entire music education business. Growing your music student numbers and the high quality to which you teach starts with the most fundamental part, which is you. Every music teacher is different, but how many of us take the time to actually define what it is that makes us different? Our teacher training isn't designed just to give you a few extra students. It's designed to transform passionate musicians, hopefully yourself, into transformative educators to enable you to inspire your future students. And why would your future potential students come to you? Simply saying, I teach piano, just doesn't work. It gets lost in the noise of everyday life. It gets lost in the messages of your competitors. As educators, if we want to teach more, we need to be more. We need to be better. And so therefore, identifying your unique selling point, your USP, will immediately put you ahead of 99% of the competition. It's not just about being a good teacher, it's knowing exactly what you bring to the table that nobody else does. And how do we define our USP? We start with you some 5 or 10 years ago. Your ideal student is who you used to be. What challenges did you overcome and how did you overcome them? The struggles and troubles that you faced led to the solutions that you found. Where are you now and who have you become as a result? Your USP is how you got to where you are now. Your ideal student is the old you. So when your ideal student sees any of your marketing materials, they will have a connection with you. They will resonate with your message. And as a result, they will want to have lessons from you. They will start to seek you out. So it's time to open up a new Google Docs or your new favorite notepad, and we need to take an action. So it's brainstorming time. Let's define who you were. What were the problems you faced as a musician or as a student? And we need to find your lowest point. From there, you can plot a journey as to how you got to where you are now. You're going to turn your mess into your message. You're going to define that low point, that confusion, that frustration, and turn it into a statement as to who you help. So we're going to define a specific type of person at a specific point in their journey or feeling a specific pain point, and they are aiming for a specific result. And this will become what we call our 0 to hero statement. Remember, students pay for transformation, not information. If your message is clear, your ideal students will be magnetized towards you. Students will seek you out and you will become the go-to teacher for your speciality. You won't have any competition. There is only one you. So you're going to finish off this sentence. I help, and then your type of ideal student go from whatever the problem is to result so that they can put the benefit there. So for example, our 0 to hero statement might be, we help music educators to scale their teaching business by moving from one-to-one lessons to group learning. In doing so, they can maximize their time and efficiency, leading to a more impactful, rewarding career. Or if we expand that further, we help music teachers go from feeling uncertain, underprepared, or stuck teaching one-to-one to become confident, impactful educators who can lead engaging small group lessons. Through proven pedagogical training, practical systems, and creative strategies, we help them build thriving teaching businesses that inspire students and increase their income. The rewards for both teacher and student come as a result of the time and energy invested in upskilling and professional growth. There you go, one sentence to guide your entire music education business. Step 2, let's get set up and level up. If you're going to teach engaging lessons to the highest possible quality, then we're going to need two things. You're going to need a curriculum that you believe in and practical, proven teaching skills that allow you to adapt in the moment. And of course, you could use whatever systems you like, but you need to use something proven. And there's a reason why we would use an exam board recognized curriculum here as well, because that will give you almighty kudos. It will massively help the whole process. But whatever systems you do choose, make sure it's adaptive, make sure it's holistic, make sure that it is integrated in so much that it has the practical skills, the oral training, all the visual training, all the ways in which we can enjoy music education. We can read the music, we can listen to it, we can play it. Well, they all fit the learning styles, the standard, typical ways in which many students will learn something. So, for example, you might have a visual learner who is going to read written notation better than somebody who is strictly an oral learner. And if you look at any of our training, you'll see how holistic and how integrated all our systems are. The point I'm making is that you must make sure that whatever you're going to deliver as a curriculum fits your ideal students. And if you want to be as inclusive as possible as Presto is, then you need to have a curriculum which suits that. So a good example as to why we built the curriculum in the way that we did was to make it inclusive, to make sure that we were teaching to the highest possible level of quality that would lead to the highest levels of exam success for that proof statement, so that it wasn't just us that were saying this is high quality. And above all, most importantly, to make sure it was fun. First of all, think of the word Presto. In music, we think of the Italian term for tempo, which is fast, but also there's that magical connotation as well, that whole hey presto thing. So from our perspective, Presto music came about because our students were making such fast progress, it was as if magic was involved. So we built a holistic curriculum around looking after every possible different kind of student with different learning styles. We'll look at that holistic approach in the next video. So next action step is to choose a curriculum that fits yourself and your ideal student. And like I say, feel free to check out the Presto music curriculum. If you don't have a curriculum that resonates with both your ideal student and yourself, you may gain those students, but you will quickly lose them. So you can see how important it is to get this right. If you've seen much of our content before and you already know that we can help you, or maybe you've even spoken to some of our graduate teachers, just click the link and you'll be taken straight through to the application form where we can help you to gain the qualifications and the training that you need to level up. So this next action step has two parts, the curriculum and the teacher training. So choose a curriculum that suits yourself and your ideal student. After all, if they don't like the curriculum, you'll go to all that effort of recruiting new students, and then they'll get bored of the curriculum and leave. And step 2, level up your skills. Now, once you've started to level up your skills, you can start spreading the word. Let's get you your first 2 students so you can teach in your first small group. This is where we start to dispel some myths. One of the things that we've heard over and over again is, well, group tuition can't be as good because there's not as much time. The teacher's time is split between the students. It's not true. That's the systems. The systems that we go through in class enable us to be completely engaged with all the students throughout. How does that happen? We go through that in all the training. If you have a class of 2, you are not splitting your time 50-50. That's not what group learning is. There is an almighty difference between group tuition and group learning. Group tuition implies you are simply just teaching at group tuition. You are teaching the class. What we have is group learning. We don't teach at our students, we teach with our students. We think of ourselves as the guide from the side rather than the sage from the stage. Here are 3 steps to gain your first group students, and a bonus one if you don't have any students yet. First of all, the bonus one, if you don't have any students yet, just tell your story. Who do you want to help? By you literally jumping on a video, playing your instrument, telling a short story, a short piece of info to help connect with your audience, people will warm to you. What did you struggle with as a student, and how do you want to help your students overcome that? If you do have students already, this is fantastic. Shoot a short video with the parents' consent, of course, even if it's little Freddie's first piece, little Freddie's first concert, the first exam certificate, even praise from parents. These are all perfect social social proof statements. These are the things that build trust and a sense of community and a sense of who you are, because the way that you film it, the way that you present yourself starts to show some of your music education personality. And that's what your future customers will start to connect with. These 3 points all revolve around the hook, story, offer, proven concept. We'll create a hook to capture the attention of these future potential students. That's the visuals and the text. But within the text, we then tell a story. We create some form of hook to capture the attention of the ideal future students. We make sure there's some kind of story, some form of progression. Freddie, in a week, has gone from this level to this level. And then the offer. What is it that you offer? If people come and join you this week for their first lesson, what happens? What we found consistently works really well is that first free trial lesson. In a free trial lesson, there is no obligation and students can come and see what lessons with yourself are like. Now, we've run loads of different models as well, but when you're first starting out, I'd recommend this to test it in your area, to test it on your online platform if you're teaching online, and then you can measure the success of it. A test and measure system allows you to try things to see if they work for you. But by using the Presto music systems, you know that those systems are proven. So that could save you years of struggle and frustration. Next, as we are creating this content, we're going to post every single day, no matter what it is. These work all the better when they are in different formats too. For example, day one could be a video of a small performance. Day two could be a question, starting a conversation going with potential future students or their parents, such as what kind of things do music students struggle with? We're going to post every day and make sure we tell stories with this. We're not just trying to sell. And then to the offer could be free trial weeks. It could be bring a friend. It could be some form of offer whereby if students pay for 2 lessons, they get 2 more for free. There are many strategies that we show you in our full music school business builder system to help you to grow your school. But in the first instance, a simple free trial lesson offer works wonders. Your next action plan is to write down 3 ways in which you're going to sell the story of your lessons. And why should students come to you? Don't forget to mix up the different media as well. You can use images, video, questions. And next, we need systems. You can't scale successfully from chaos. If you're going to grow quality and fun lessons to produce mutual success for everybody involved, it has to work systematically. And those systems include everything from admin systems to lesson planning structures, feedback and assessment tools, communication templates. The list goes on and on, but the most important one for now, and the one that we'll go through today, lesson planning and lesson structures. I'm going to give you a whistle-stop tour of the lessons that go on at Presto Music School. First of all, be welcoming. When the students come in, do you engage with them straight away? Are you building a rapport? Why would they come to you? Because they like you. They're not going to come to lessons for you if they don't like you. So we've got students who can't wait to come into class. Hi, David. Hi, Mark. Hi, Rob. It's great to see the students and they're happy to see you. Happy smiley. How are you doing? Great to see you. Chit chat about what they've been up to over the weekend, all those things, just as they're coming into class. It might seem simple, but if they don't like you, they won't want to come to lessons. Next, tell, teach, tell, the 3 T's. We need to tell the students what we're going to teach them, we're then going to teach them, and then tell them what we taught them. Why are we doing this? Think of the news. When you watch a news program, it starts with the headlines, then the main stories from those headlines fleshed out, and then a recap of the main stories. What this does is, in the first instance, when we tell the students what we're going to do, it sets a frame of mind up. It helps them to engage in the lessons in the first place. Next is the main input, the main content where you actually go through the material that you're going to teach them. And then when you tell them what you taught them, this is the plenary. This helps it to stay in their longer term memory, but also it gives you the opportunity to recap, to go over something to help clarify any particular points that any of the students were stuck on. Next, the 3-point plan. In the 3-point plan, we're going to look at some form of technical work, some form of coursework, and some kind of fun stuff. Now, that really could be as simple as we'll learn a scale, we'll learn a piece for your exam, let's play some pop stuff. But it can be so much more than that. It can be integrated. The way that we might go about this is, in the technical stuff, we go through broken chords, practicing from one chord to another in a broken chord style. If you've chosen that particular broken chord because it fits the up and coming exam, Perfect. Next, we expand upon that for course material so that we can perhaps play those broken chords, but across a 4-bar chord sequence, which in turn happens to be the same 4 chords, but perhaps in a different order of the latest number 1, which the kids are going to be delighted to be playing. So there we've integrated the technical stuff, the core stuff, and the fun stuff all together. And every time we come to something new, we use our acronym SEDPOF. S is for set the scene. By showing some form of context, you're really going to help the students. So again, for example, if we were looking at broken chords to help the students to play arpeggios within this pop piece, we could say to them, if we don't have the ingredients to bake a cake, for example, then we can't bake the cake. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some musical ingredients to help us to play this piece that's coming up. We're going to have the skills, the tools that we need to be able to play the stuff we want to play. E is for explain. What is a broken chord? D is for demonstrate. This can be done in so many different ways. We could get them to come over to the piano, for example, and I'll show them. We could show them on the board so they can think about it from a notation perspective. P is for perform. Let's get the students now to play it. O is observe. We need to, of course, observe them doing it so that we can then feedback. Let's give them constructive guidance when it's gone wrong and praise when it goes well. And how would we run that exercise all together? As a band, imagine if you're in a band now, you're going to have somebody to count you in. By establishing that very, very strong, simple counting, everybody knows exactly when to start. We've got 4-year-olds who know in the very first lesson when to start, because that's when we start this. This is why we created our Rhythm Warriors piano zone system. You can't be in a band if you don't work as a team. And right from the beginning, our 4-year-olds love playing in a band, and getting used to coming in after accounting from the teacher is a critical part of this. You've explained the exercise perfectly well. You've counted it in nice and strong. And if it goes wrong right at the beginning, we could fix it straight away, or get them to play a bar or two and see if they'll fix it along the way. But whatever you do, right from the beginning, again, of all your lessons, reinforce it doesn't matter if we make mistakes, so long as we do our best. If these core ideas are instilled into your students right from the beginning, then they won't worry about making mistakes, and as a result, they'll play better at all times, in class, in performances, in exams. This is how, for example, Presto Music School has now run over 7,000 successful exams with over a 99% pass rate in over 3 exam boards from entry level through to grade 8 and diploma. As I say, over 99% pass record. That outstanding level of student success is just testament to the fact that the systems work. And as I say, you're welcome to try them for free using our teacher toolkit. So, systems don't kill creativity, they help to protect it. The action for this step is, I want you to choose one area that you feel disorganized in. Whether you use the systems we've just been talking about, or if you use the systems from our teacher training system, and as I say, you've got free access to it, you now need to create or use one of our systems to create a repeatable system. And if you want to learn more about the entire Presto Music teacher training framework, then that's in the next video. Step 5, validation. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. The exam board has a framework in place through their exam system that says, here's the scales you need. These are the kind of pieces that are the right kind of level. Here's the additional material. The RSL Awards, the Rock School exam board framework is astonishing. We've used all kinds of exam boards in the past, and the reason that we recommend to all of our students that the RSL one works so well is because of how practical it is. Yes, there's scales. Yes, there's a ton of really cool fun pieces that the students will know and love. But perhaps most importantly, the musicianship exercises that are included within the exam syllabus itself include things like improvisation, include things like chord charts that you need to interpret, include things like pentatonic scales, blues scales, things that the students would actually use within a pop rock environment. But all of that is based on classical work anyway, so we include a ton of classical material, traditional pieces, jazz, funk, all sorts within our curriculum to suit the needs of the individual. The reason that you would align yourself with an exam board is because when you start to gain those exam certifications for your students, when they start to show up on social media with their certificates all happy and smiley, that shows that you know what you're doing. It shows that your students are attaining a great level of success, as attested to by the exam board. You don't need to just say, I'm great, because those student successes already say that for you. So choose an exam board that aligns perfectly with yourself and your ideal student. This is why we use the Rock School, the RSL Awards system. It's a real holistic exam syllabus that our students love and the teachers love teaching. But again, make sure you choose an exam syllabus that suits you and your ideal students. So last action, choose your exam board. You'll find all the details on their website. Google is an awesome tool. Teaching small groups shouldn't be scary. I'm not interested in helping anybody to just ram a load of students into a class and let chaos ensue. No, far from it. All we are interested in at Presto is helping teachers to build impactful, positive timetables where they teach with fun, where they teach with positivity, and they use proven pedagogical ideas, methodologies to help the students to progress. Want to go deeper still? Our full teacher training program walks you through every step. Catch you next time.